I've been given this blaster by Spykids, and it's currently not functioning as it should. They came to me and said, Wayne, can you please have a look at this blaster? It's an Alpha Hawk, and what's happening is when you prime the blaster, the revolver is not revolving. Okay, so what it means is you shoot it. Let me quickly fire it off. It works the first time. The second time around, it does not always revolve. Let's just see that it worked this time. No, it did not. Let's prime it again. Did it work this time? No, it did not. So I'm going to have to open this guy up and see what is wrong inside. I suspect it's worn out, but let's just have a look. Okay, so this blaster, it came out with a priming handle for right and left-handed people, but it was a trap. Okay, if you fitted the priming handle on the left, you locked your blaster in and you were unable to open this thing ever again. Okay, it was a trap that Nerf put there for people. So what it means is there is no way to get this priming handle here on the left out to open the blaster, and I'm gonna have to cut it off. So sorry blaster, but we're gonna have to do this. Oh, let me just get my safety glasses. Okay, and here we go. Cool. So with that out of the way, let me quickly take the screws out and let's jump to it as soon as I'm done. And that's how it's done. So remember, you can use your cordless screwdriver to open the blaster up, but always use a hand screwdriver when closing it up. Otherwise you run the risk of stripping the screws. Okay, so now we've got this monstrosity open. Let's just see if I can get these panels removed. Okay, so I have never opened one of these before, so this is almost going to count as one of my internal videos. Let's quickly look at the internals of this guy now. Need something to point with again. Let's just get this. Okay. So, let's get a bit of zoom there. I know you guys like the zoom. You need to see what is going on. So this is not a strong arm, and this is not a disruptor inside. It is actually, looks like a very unique blaster. You can see here's a spring over here. This is for the trigger. It's got a large trigger mechanism that's got here. Very interesting over here as well. Then it's got a spring here in the back for the catch, by the looks of it. But the catch is extremely flimsy. It's made of very thin plastic. There is no way that you're gonna be able to upgrade this guy. Yeah, unfortunately. So let's quickly take. I suspect that the problem on this blaster is to do with this mechanism here, with the revolver. But we'll have a look now. Okay, so yeah, obviously this is the spring part, and when you pull that back, it trips the catch that releases the mechanism, and the plunger rod then gets forced into the plunger tube, forcing the air out and shooting your dart. Okay, let's just have a look here. So that seems to be to lock the cylinder in place so it doesn't move. That's what that is for. Okay, so let's quickly remove this. Okay. Next, let's just move the shell out of the way. I need more space. Okay, so next we've got this mechanism here. Now what is this for? So when I pull this back, okay, that didn't work. Okay, let's just take everything out nicely. So that's the cylinder for the revolver. Keep in mind how this thing all fits together. You can see that spring there is going to want to escape, and there's a spring here, and there's one in there, and a large one over here. Okay. Catch. It looks like, yep, this whole mechanism, this whole priming handle is locked in, so you can't even remove it from the left or the right. It locks this entire thing in place. It's going to make things really problematic. Okay, but this should be able to come out. There we go. Let's have a look at the plunger rod. Okay, so it's not a massive plunger head, as you can see. It's actually kind of tiny. I think it's actually smaller than the disruptor. I think it's the same size as the Delta Trooper actually. Although not the same mechanism. So let's have a look here. So when this gets pulled back, this thing is rotating the cylinder. So obviously what's happening is this thing for some reason is not doing its job properly. Okay. Now I probably didn't need to remove all of this to be able to see how it functions, but I did. Okay, something I just quickly want to point out to you is that this red part, okay, it's got hooks here at the top. Right there. Okay, and the plunger rod actually needs to go over it, and that, so when the priming handle is being pulled back, it is actually the red part that is the priming handle pulling on the plunger rod. So just keep that in mind when you're assembling this thing again. Okay, all right, so but let's have a look at our problem now. So the problem is we pull this back, and basically this lever is not being pulled for whatever reason. So basically what I can see here is when this plunger rod hits the back, something is supposed to hook this and cause it to rotate the cylinder, and that's not happening. When you pull this thing back, okay, there is a little piece of plastic on the plunger rod here at the back that pulls on this lever. Let's see if I can actually show it. There it comes, and there you can see it pulling it. Okay, so that seems fine. So I wonder why that is now not working all the time. Okay, so I think I have found the problem, and it turns out that there is a little spring on the other side that has basically just gone astray. You can see it's supposed to push against that part over there, but it is gone and shot through this hole on the side. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put it back in its place and assemble it, and hopefully that's it. Okay, let's quickly try that. Okay, so this little spring that was popping out here on the side, I had to replace the spring because it was kind of bent, as you can see. I hope you can see. So I replaced the spring. I put a new spring in there from some of my spares, but even the new one kept on popping out of here on the side. So what I did is I took my glue gun and I simply just glued the hole closed that was on the side, and now you can see now I can move it and the spring does not pop out. I also took the opportunity right now to grease the plunger tube as well, okay, with my grease that I've got, and I also applied some grease here on you see this revolving mechanism here. So hopefully everything will be running smoothly. Okay, so let me quickly finish off now. I'm gonna just assemble it all and let's just see if it works. Okay, so it's all assembled. Let's quickly test it. Note that I have got one dot missing in the cylinder at the moment. I've got no idea where that went. I'll have to search for it later. But okay, so pull back. Still, this spring here for some reason is a bit stiff. It doesn't pull it back all the way. Let's quickly fire. Okay, see if the cylinder moves on to the next index. Next. 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 Okay, is that the empty one? Oh, and we're out of rounds. So yes, this definitely works. I have repaired it. So there you go, Spykids. Another blaster repaired for you here by Barker's Workshop. I'll be returning this to you shortly, minus the one handle on the one side. Sorry about that. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, drop me some comments, and see you next time for the next Nerf repair video or looking at the internals. Cheers.